Hello, friends, and welcome back for more of our walkthrough of Oxygen Not Included. That's what Nails sounds like. This is Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out. We're on part 53. We are almost done with this. Let's take a look at our objectives that we need to do in order to, quote-unquote, complete the game. All we need to do now is open the temporal tear and breach the temporal tear. So let's talk about opening it first, and breaching it will be the next one. And that'll be the last two, or maybe there'll be a sneaky bonus video after those. Who knows? It's not like there's anything that we haven't done on the map yet. Nope, we definitely have done everything. Yeah. Alright, anyway. So, let's start looking at how we're going to be opening this. So, what we could do, if we wanted to be silly, we could just fire this right now. This will absolutely destroy a whole bunch of stuff at the top of the space and probably overheat it and not make this very habitable anymore for the duplicant that we have here. So if you don't care, you could just push this button now that we're all charged up and fire it and call it good. But we're going to do it the safe way, only because I want to keep the duplicant living here. I think it's cool to have all of them settled eventually. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. But what we're going to need is a lot of steel on this asteroid, and we really don't have a lot to work with right now. We're just shipping back our iron for the time being, but I think we have enough steel to last us for the rest of the game, so we could probably stop that, honestly. Let me get back here really quickly. Let me also check our hydrogen reserves. How much do we have? Oh, we are not short on hydrogen at all. So what we're going to need to do, let me deconstruct this interplanetary launcher first. Then we're going to need enough bunker tiles or bunker doors to close off the entire top of this so that we can protect ourselves from the meteor strikes that are going to happen. But we only have a little bit of steel. So I need to start sending myself some steel from this launcher up here now that I don't need to send anything to the Regolith planet anymore. So I'm just going to change it over to the ice planet, and we'll eventually flush our lines with all the stuff that's currently in here and being sent. I think it's just metal ore, which I don't care that much about sending. I guess we can just continue to do that until it gets cleared out. But what we need to send is obviously steel so that we can protect from this. And that's going to take a little while to get that done. So we'll get all this stuff shipped out. Another way... Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I have another idea. Let me totally abandon that plan. What I was going to suggest is doing that that way, but let's do it a different way, actually. I haven't really shown this before, and it just crossed my mind, so let's do it now. What I'm going to do is decommission one of the mining rockets, and I'm going to be changing this to like a... we already have a shipping rocket, so I guess like a payload rocket. Let's do this instead. I hate that enter toggles that. Thank you for telling me what that actually was, by the way. I had no idea what was going on. But we're going to retrofit this to be a little bit different. Let me fuel this, actually, so that we can get enough fuel to get there and back. But now that we have our hydrogen fuel, we're going to build a different rocket type that's going to be to take a whole bunch of supplies down to a planet that we can't really land on. Like, there's not a great place to land this rocket right now. We could build a big rocket area, but there's only one duplicant here, so that's going to take forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this rocket in a way that we can just spray down a bunch of payloads as we fly by the planet. Then the duplicant that's there can just unpack them all. And that'll be a lot faster than doing it all through the interplanetary launchers, because those are relatively slow, all things considered. If we just need it all there all at once, then this is a pretty good way to do that. So we'll add a few modules here. Let's add our solar panels back, so we don't necessarily need to manually power this. Then the other modules that we can put on this, we're going to put them right above this. We can put a few orbital cargo modules. And I think the amount we're going to need there is just a little bit over 6 tons, if I'm remembering this right. I think the bunker doors are 500 steel, and they take up 5 tiles. So yeah, basically 100 steel per tile. So we'll know roughly how much we're going to need, plus we could pack a little bit extra. This is 64 wide, so if we take like 7 or 8 tons of steel, then I think we'll be good. So let's get that all set up here really quickly. We can add a nose cone on top of this. Maybe. Yep, okay. So let's get these set up, and all we're really going to do is just... Oh, I need to stop filling our rocket. I always forget to do that. Good thing we have our little spillover area. I know you guys have been talking about some other ideas that you could do with this too, in terms of like just sending the fluid back down into the chamber. That would definitely work. It's probably a little bit of a better setup than what I have here. The only reason I didn't do that before is I didn't know if I had enough ceramic to get all the way back down here at the time, but that is definitely a better setup than what I'm doing here. So if you'd rather do that than do this like vacuum reservoir strategy, you could definitely do that. Alright, now we just need to set up this for steel, so bring all the steel here. I would like steel, please. Thank you. We're going to get those filled up. The person that's going to be flying this is still the same person that was assigned to the rocket anyway, so no reason to belabor all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get the steel loaded up here, and then we will fly off to the planet. I know rocket launches are always exciting, or at least I think they are, so let me just fast forward to when this is all filled up and ready to launch. We'll launch it, and then when we get there, we'll spray the resources down, and we'll get started building that setup before we fire the temporal tear opener. Okay, we're ready to go. Simple checklist here. We have food, we have algae. Everything should be totally doable here. Oh, I should probably set this so that nobody can use the interior of this stuff. So yeah, the duplicate that flies this should be able to survive the whole time. We are fully loaded with steel. Actually, we're only taking like 9 tons of steel. I'm going to save some for what we're going to be doing afterward. So yeah, not going to be burning it all right away. So, let's get this sent. Just gonna send it over to a tile next to the ice planet. Kind of like that. And we'll get this launched and get out of here so that we can see something exciting. Yay! By the way, one other thing I should probably mention is I've continued to iterate on how I'm going to be setting up the cooling here. With this many hydrogen rocket launches over and over, you can get some problems with heat over here. By the way, here we go. This is what we were waiting for. Yay! Sending our steel over there. So I did change this out to be some insulated tiles, and then I'm just sending a line of cooling up through all this water to help keep it cold as the game hitches here for us. Hey, look at the cycle! 1111. So yeah, just kind of circulating water here. Just wanted to mention that with how many rocket launches are going on. But yeah, not a whole lot to do other than just wait for our duplicate to get there. Once we get there, we'll spray down the payloads and we'll start building this thing. In the meantime, you can start prepping this asteroid by getting a bunch of ladders set up so that we can at least reach all the places that we're going to be building all of our steel stuff. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright, Camille is plugging away out here, trying to get these ladders built, but we're about to give her a whole lot more work because our rocket containing all of our steel has arrived right here. Let's go ahead and deploy it down to the surface. There we go. Keep deploying a million times. Just kidding, that doesn't do anything. So all the steel just all lands in one place. Nisbet's gonna have her hands full getting this all done to be unloaded here. I would, or rather, what is going on? I don't understand this. There is no reason that these duplicates should be scalding right here, but apparently they are. There's like... there's so many bugs out right now. I don't know what's going on, but... Alright, anyway. I would normally ship this over to be unloaded by this payload opener. I just don't really have the metal to do that right now. So, sorry, this is Camille. I might have called her Nisbet just a little bit ago, but they both have the same haircut. That's the problem. So yeah, gonna get all that stuff unloaded. Gonna start creating bunker doors all the way across here. And the way I'm gonna build this is just going to build it across like this, but I'm gonna leave a couple spaces open here on the right. They're also going to be made out of bunker tiles, just so that Camille can... I almost called her Nisbet again. Just so that Camille can get on top of the bunker doors and clean this stuff out if need be. So just something like this ought to do it. And it will create enough of a platform so that she can get up to here and then jump up here and start working up there if need be. So I'll just keep that open on one side. Just gonna get this all closed off with these bunker doors here, and we'll continue after that. Why is this a thing? What is going on? Stop it! There's no reason for them to be scalding! Boo! Okay, let's fire this thing. So our bunker doors are built in a way, like I mentioned. On the right side, there will be a way for my duplicate to climb up there without needing any ladders or anything like that. So they can dig all this stuff out if you eventually wanted to. We don't really need to. We have plenty of hydrogen to survive for quite a long time on this planet. This will last a really long time unless you are just wasting your hydrogen. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and just fire this thing, but the key here is I do have one bunker door that is still open, with a couple of tiles around it to hopefully minimize some of the angles that might be coming in here and hitting stuff. So a couple things might get hit during this, but we'll just repair it. But we don't want everything to get hit if we still want to live here. So now that we've got this, I do have bunker door that's powered and on a switch. So as soon as the meteor strikes start, and this is done firing, I will close the door and we will eat the impact of all these asteroids. And we're just going to keep this closed because this is going to continue to happen for a little while. It will eventually stop, but at least in this run, we'll be done with the game by the time it stops. So, yeah. Alright, here we go. Yes, I'm ready for a meteor shower. Thank you. And there we go. It just kind of shoots off into space like that. And then as soon as it's done, you can see the meteors come out right away. Whoa, why did this not close? Ah, close the door. But yeah, this will continue for a little while, dropping some fullerene asteroids, and these will deal some damage. See, there you go. This is what happens if some of it does get through. But that's why we wanted to close everything up. So, should minimize it to a little bit, and we're just going to keep these doors closed, just to absorb any future impacts. But there, we did it. Camille can just go ahead and repair these whenever she feels like it, I guess. She's probably on break right now. She's socializing with an empty pod. That's what she's busy doing. Alright, so that's it. Let's check out our star map. You can now see there's the open temporal tear. We've only got one more thing to do in order to finish the game. So we'll check our objectives here really quickly, and yeah, we're pretty much done. This 16 morale can come up and down as you have rocket missions running, so once you check them all, there will be a little, like, video that plays, I suppose. It's the same thing that plays in the base game as well, and it happened at a time that I wasn't recording a video before, so apologies, that will not be in this run. But if you want to check it out, that'll definitely happen on your own. Or you can make sure that your mining rockets give your duplicants enough morale if you really care that much about having it always checked. But once this mining rocket returns and we get everything settled, that'll be checked off and we'll be done. So yeah, last thing we need to do is breach the temporal tear. So we're going to do that next time. Next time is also going to be kind of like a base review to talk about everything that's happened in our bases and kind of how we got here, just a recap. So yeah. It'll be a pretty quick and easy video, and yeah, thank you very much for sticking through with all these other ones, and I'll be back with the last one really soon.